So I'm doing 14-inch T-bars on my 2013 Road Glide. These are just measurements to get an idea how the bars are. So first what you're going to want to do is get the speedometer out, hit those T27 bolts and take the ignition out. Then you're going to want to take the front fascia off, which is the bolts highlighted there. Once you get the hand controls off and the clutch and brake cable, you're going to find a throttle by wire. You're going to want to trace where that throttle by wire is, and it's going to be in the back and it's going to be clipped to a harness. You're going to unclip that. This is how the harness looks. It's also known by fly-by-wire, and this is in the red highlighted just how the wires is ran, which is through the housing of the speedometer and through the bracket that holds the front end of the Road Glide in. So once you're done with that, just fish it back out through, and now you're free. Now you move on removing the handlebars and the risers, which is a 19mm socket. You see it there highlighted. It's going to be on both sides. You just pull it out. This is where the risers used to be. And then this is how the fly-by-wire harness looks. So you're obviously not going to be able to pull that out through the handlebars. So what you're going to have to do is pull on the throttle-by-wire. Pull the throttle actuator, and these clips that I highlight, you could just unclip those, pull them apart, and then run the wire through the handlebars, because now that will actually fit. And then you could move on to the next step, which is fishing the new wires through the bars. And what I just did was I just grabbed a piece of yarn with some metal heavy thing. You could use a nut, a washer, anything metal and heavy, and just let gravity do its thing there. I would use a stronger wire if I were you. Okay, I'm doing a 16-inch Dominator lane splitters, I think that's what they're called, bars on a 2013 Road Glide. I heard you could do stock, so I'm gonna do stock. I seen a video, but it don't help nobody at all. People said that just, you know, rewire and reroute certain harnesses, like the hand controls for them. They'll give you like an extra 5 inches to 6 inches if you just, you know, like I'm just looking at it right now. If I just pull that straight down, clutch cables and all that. Yeah, like they go looping through this way. So if you just, you know, cut it and have it straight coming up, you'll have enough. Well, that's what everybody's telling me, but a couple people on a group told me, and I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like it's pretty possible. Basically, hit, twist this, unlock. There's going to be a little button there on the left side of it. Click it and pull it out. These two bolts right here, bam, bam, they hold them. They're, I think, T27s. They come out. I unbolted these because I thought I would need to get this loose, but I didn't, and it didn't even get it loose, so don't waste your time like I did. Also, unbolt the front fascia. You know, don't forget about signals and everything, then you can pull it out, and your windscreen. And unbolt the bars, the hand controls and everything, unbolt those, and then set them to the side and everything. Fly-by-wire line. Be careful, don't just pull it through. You're going to trace it all the way to the thing. I already cut this, but you're going to trace it to this, I believe. Unclip it there, run it through the fork and everything, and under the speedometer. And then you're going to find this and then unclip that, and then you can pull that out, and then you pull this through the other side. Oh, and then for this, you don't need to unclamp the bar. That's where I got confused, and I hate how there's no videos, but yeah, you don't need to hit those T35, I think, I don't know. You basically just turn it, and then from under there, you'll have access to the bolts. You don't see it right now, but you'll have access to these bolts, which hold in that riser. You can just hit that with a impact like I did. And then that whole bar setup just comes off, and you obviously leave these to the side. And then that just comes off. You can take the fly-by-wire line. And then here's the lane splitter bars. I'm in the process of snipping all of these. And then I'm going to run these through and then resolder them. Yeah, put them back, clip some, you know, zip ties, and pull the harnesses a little further closer to it. And then connect them. And then put the bar right back on. So basically I'm going to put the bar back on, place it up there, and re-hit it with everything. And everything else is pretty simple, and just bolt everything back on. I had pictures because I was going to post it for the forum, but I didn't do a video because I didn't think there was going to be any video. But I'm actually not going to be like that, because the last person I watched the video to, he was pretty helpful, but never talked about where he got the bars, what cables they're using, what they had to do after certain shit. So that saved me a lot of time because I almost snapped certain shit off. So yeah, I'm doing this right now, and I'll update you guys when I'm done. Okay, so I got the fly-by-wire in. It was horrible because I broke a clip, so the clip kept coming out. And I decided just to wire it on the outside. I'm not even gonna put it inside. Put that for no reason. So I'm gonna have to resolder that. I just realized why it wouldn't fit. I'm trying to make it fit. I never did bars before, you know, so this might be a rookie move or something, but it had this thick ass sleeve, and I just realized it after, and I'm like, you know what? I went through so much fucking pain. I'm not gonna bother do it again. But just cut this fucking thing down, and it'll just be wires, and it'll be a lot thinner. And you could also cut this down and just run it through properly. But like I said, I went through all this hassle already. I'm just gonna run it through the outside. I'm tired of this shit. You never know, I might have motivation and I might just say, you know, fuck it, and cut it and run it fucking properly. All right, I had motivation. This is the green clip that I broke. I basically did an X around it, putting a lot of pressure this way and a lot of pressure that way, so it sticks together, and then I wrapped it in the middle. But yeah, so I'm basically gonna box cutter this back, fucking wire it properly, I guess, because I said I'm already here, I already cut it, you know, so why not do it properly? So I just used the box cutter, went around it, and then pulled it through. And this is how it all looks. So I think now this would be a lot easier to pull it through. All right, so doing that, man, after I taped it up together and pulled it, it was such a breeze. I'm so glad I did it. And I was just gonna take the easy way out, and I was gonna half-ass it, but I did it. So yeah, just do that. It's a lot easier. Okay, this was time consuming. Basically, I cut off this thing. And then I just, you know, pushed it as far up as I could. And I kept this, you know, stock rubber thing that I just electric taped over here. Then I resoldered all the lines. So what I'm gonna do, this is the start, you know, stop area with the throttle. So I soldered these and electric tape or shrink tubed it. The other side, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut it, twist it, manually twist it, then shrink tube it. That is way too time consuming. There's nothing really that important on the left side of that I'm too worried about. Yeah, it's stop the bike. This is, I had to do that. So yeah, it's pretty much all wired up though on the right side. It's good to go, ready to get plugged in. And also for this side, I'm just gonna cut it. And I'm gonna leave the cover over the wires. It's only one, and I'm pretty sure I could just run that through, no problem. All right, this was stupid easy to go in. I don't know if it's because I sprayed WD-40 over here earlier. I got something stuck in there, so that wiring just came right out. Have it here, and have those wires that I cut. I'm just gonna rewire it back up. Like I said, not gonna solder it, just gonna twist and shrink tube. Okay, so I ended up just twisting it, heat shrinking, and reapplied the line, and then just taped around it. And yeah, she's all ready now. So you're gonna want to get help for this, and you just basically line up the T-bars with those holes, and then there's a ground right there, so put that on top, and you grab this bolt, move to the bottom. Okay, so you turn it on the opposite side. You see that hole right there? That's where it's gonna line up with your bar. You're gonna take this, put it all the way up there into that bushing, and it should pop up to the top. And that's how it would look. I just started it through. And I'll just have, let's swing the, yeah, it's definitely gonna be helpful with a person. But put the ground on there. And yeah, you basically just thread that right onto there. You go back down and start twisting it. After you put it in, turn the wheel. I'll have access to that side too. So boom, I got bars in. Sturdy. Feels and looks good. Ready to ride, bro. Now I'm trying to throw it all back together and start stretching out cables and getting the brake and clutch cable on. I forgot I wanted to make these super cool. Should have made a hole in these before I put these in, so they would have been perfectly in there, but fuck, I'm just gonna make like a moon around these things so they fit the bars. Fed the handle control cables back in. Here's the right side, and the throttle by wire is right here. And then I'm gonna do a test. I'm gonna go ahead and put full lock on both sides. Okay, so I did full lock both sides. None of these are in tension. Yeah, what they said, just cut zip ties, and I just checked full lock, and then I checked if there was anything wrong with these things, and they're not. Yeah. Both sides, everything's still loose. Nothing's going crazy and pulling on anything. And yeah. So yeah, that's stock electrical cables for 16-inch T-bars work just fine. We're gonna figure out if the stock clutch and brake cables work just fine. Gonna go reroute it, cut the zip ties, have it come straight up instead of looping around down there. Okay, so I mean, good thing I did kind of unscrew this because this cracked open. And my clutch line is under these two cables. So I'm gonna have to take that out. And the clutch is gonna be zip tied onto those things. And the clutch comes straight up there. All right, so I basically just ran it out of the casing, and from outside where that is, I'd rather not cut that because it's holding like 5 other things. But full lock this way, it's kind of tight, but definitely still bended. There's still some room, a lot of slack. So yeah, this stock cables, stock electronics is just fine. Don't let people trick you with that expensive fucking cables and get you on those prices, because it's like $1,000 just for cables, and then to install it yourself is like a whole another thing. So yeah, and I got this thing on, got the wire on, the controls on, sturdy, the front. Oh, this is the front brake, not the, okay, sorry. I'm gonna try out the clutch. That's my bad. Okay, so I just unlooped it from here. I had to take off a clip in order to get it out. I took off the mirror so I could just start sliding it through. I weaved it through some shit, I forgot already. And I'm basically behind the crash bar, between the crash bar and the chassis, and just go straight up into here. And I did full lock on both sides. Has enough. Brakes, and then I started it. Everything works fine. Starts right up, revs right up, and goes into neutral, clutch in, clutch out, just normally. Yeah, everything's all good with this. Now I just need to, like I said, Dremel at that hole and set everything all back. All stock cables, 16-inch bars. So I got the front fascia back on. Checked the lights, everything is working. This is how it looks with the bars set up. So I can't find a Dremel to Dremel that out. But yeah, everything's set to go. Real comfortable at 6'2". It's just right about shoulder height. And she looks good. She looks good with it. I'm having a 14-inch windscreen coming in from, I believe, Clockworks. And yeah, and handguards look a lot better. Stock cables, stock brakes all work, and some slack also, so it's not fully tight. Whenever you're going through it, click it on, check your start. I already turned on the motorcycle, make sure your fuel pump's prime, signals, radios, controls, etc. All that worked. I checked my front brake, it worked just fine. My clutch worked just fine. Everything worked just fine. The only thing I just need to do now is just carve that out in order for it to fit that. And it's set to go. I'll be test riding this tomorrow morning. Here's the last part of it. Got this at Walmart. Start drilling those out. Use like a metal bit. I'm using like a sander bit. The only one that came in the package is usable. And I can't find my other Dremel, so it's a last minute thing. Alright, so basically that Dremel that I got was trash. Bought this one. Still can't find mine. Use this cutoff tool. Okay. And then use the sanding bit to get everything out. So yeah, this is how I did it. It sucks, I know, but it's the best I could do. And then just obviously, you know, I went a little bit too much over here. But yeah, now it kind of just fits right in. And that's how it is. That's probably honestly one of the hardest things, just because I had to run around like 5 different stores getting different things. Yeah, so now it just fits in there now. It sucks. I wish I didn't cut this much out, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, got her all put together. My windshield just came in time from Amazon. Cleaned her up. About to go on my first test ride. New bearings and the new bars. See how it goes.